Hello YouTube, I just wanted to do a quick video. I'm going to entitle this video In Defense of the Glock 26X, and I just want to give my reason why I think this gun was worth purchasing, and coming from somebody who really loves Glocks and who bought the 26 years ago before it was kind of obsolete, why this caught my attention and why I jumped on it. So I guess I want to start with the ideal, the holy grail is the Glock 19, right? This is Glock perfection. The size, the length, the grip. So from kind of a Glock fanboy, this is the ideal. And for someone who compensates every firearm, this is what the Glock perfection looks like when you add a compensator. Okay, so this is a 19 with a added compensator. And the issue is when you do that to a Glock 19, when you do that to Glock perfection to get the reduce and recoil and the better return to zero and all that, what you end up with is you end up with a 47 length firearm. Okay, and I'll see if I can try to maneuver this so you can see if I line these up. Hopefully that is a good. Okay, so that's about back to back. Okay, you end up with a Glock 47 or Glock 17, same length, right? Same size gun. You turn your 19 into a 47th length gun. Yes, the handle here is what you conceal, okay? I know that. I know a lot of people say, well, who cares about concealing a longer slide? Well, there's some truth in that, but those people also haven't often concealed a gun like this all day. Okay, it is a big gun to conceal. All right, so again, the goal is Glock perfection, and if you add a compensator to your 19, what you end up with is a much longer gun than a 19. You end up with a 47 size gun. Now, one way to end up with Glock perfection as slimline is you can add a compensator to a 43X. And if any of you have done that and really like the size, the length of that gun, well, you're getting the exact size, length, and length of the frame as a 19, just in a slim line, right? But if you want that with a full-size grip, full-size frame, the only way to do it is with this 26, the 26 slide, adding a compensator to that. And so this was step one. Step one was get the frame. And somebody will say, well, why not just get the X grip for the 26? Which I actually had, I just gave to a friend. Why not just spend 25, 30 bucks and get the X grip? And this way you can get a full purchase on your 26 and then do what you're talking about. Well, you can do that, but the one thing I would say about that is, and anybody knows who's done it, getting a full purchase on the X grip, it just doesn't feel the same as getting a full purchase on a frame, okay? Just the way these magazines are seated. Okay, you're grabbing onto the frame and a magazine that is seated in the frame, which is not the same as getting a purchase on a frame. Okay, so yes, one of the more cost-effective ways you can do it is you can get the X grip and then add a comp. But the one thing I would say to that is, I mean, one thing is my 26 did not have a light rail. So that's one point there. But the other thing I would say is, you know, this is what you're grabbing onto when you have the X grip. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. You're grabbing onto a seated magazine with one or 1.5 of your fingers. One for me, but maybe guys with big hands, it's more than that. So again, the reason for the 26X, the goal is Glock perfection. If you add a compensator to all your pistols like I do, what you end up with when you do that to a 19 is you end up with a 19L pretty much, a 17 or a 47 length gun with a 19 grip. Now this is nice to swap this slide onto this grip, onto this frame. And I'll do it here now. Because when you do this, what you end up with sorry, I'm looking through the camera. Now you end up with a 47 or a 17 that's compensated, right? So same size frame, and that's a great feeling gun. But again, this is the tough thing to conceal, right? This is the tough thing to conceal, which is why this is perfection. This isn't too long, you don't feel top heavy, frame's concealable. Brings me back to this. This is why this was attractive to me. I'm getting the 19 Glock Perfection frame. When I add the compensator, I will be the 19 length, and you get the thickness of the 19, and the weight of the slide will be similar. And yeah, it's just an exciting gun for me, and that's why. So a lot of people online bashing it. Why would you do that? That's stupid. You know, that's the reason why. And again, getting an X grip, you're you know, for $35, you're gripping onto part of your loosely seated magazine. When for $150, yeah, there's a transfer fee, but you just swap everything over. For $150, I'd rather have, you know, that frame that I could really, you know, grip down on. And I'm excited to put the compensator on it and shoot it and see how it is. I've already shot it, broke it in. It felt great, but I really would like having a compensator on it. I put a compensator on all my guns.